Everyone loves watching certain positions in football, with probably everyone's favorite being the quarterback throwing touchdowns. But for me, my favorite position to watch is on the defensive side of the ball. Specifically, I love watching linebackers. Not only did I used to play the position, but for San Francisco for basically the last 20 years, they've had a Hall of Fame linebacker on the field. Whether you're looking at Patrick Willis or more recently Fred Warner. And that's not even to mention Navarro Bowman, who's a Hall of Fame player in his own right. And more recently, San Francisco also had great players like Azeez Al-Shaair they picked up as an undrafted free agent, and Dre Greenlaw they were able to snag in the 5th. One of my favorite linebackers though, you probably don't recall. His name's Chris Borland, and as a rookie in one season, starting in 8 games, he registered 107 tackles, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, and 5 passes defensed. After this insane season though, it really was almost like Madden numbers, starting in only 8 games and putting up 107 tackles, he decided to retire for concerns about his health and head trauma. And fair enough, because we have seen plenty of athletes struggle with CTE later in their lives, and that's really devastating to watch. But for Borland, it probably leaves one of the biggest what-if questions for me. What if he would have played 10 years in the NFL? Would we have seen him put up Hall of Fame numbers like we saw San Francisco's other linebackers in Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman? Or would he have fizzled out? While we will never get an answer to these questions, I think San Francisco just signed a Chris Borland-esque player in Stone Blanton. The 6'2", 235-pound linebacker is an instinctual player just like Chris Borland and plays faster than his athletic profile would suggest, even though he is faster than Borland, running his 40-yard dash in 4.61 seconds, or at least that's all I could find from his high school days. And just like Borland, he's a tackling machine. Last year, for instance, he was second in the SEC, which is the most challenging division of college football, with 125 tackles. He also had 3.5 tackles for loss, half a sack, 3 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the 22-year-old linebacker Stone Blanton, go over his strengths, his weaknesses, and what we can realistically expect for him headed into this season, as well as his career up to this point. Initially starting out with his strengths, like San Francisco's other players they selected in this draft, he's an excellent run defender. He does a great job of taking his read step, almost instantly identifies the running play, and then shoots the gap without hesitation. This allows him to play a lot quicker than his 40-yard time. He's also able to carry over these instincts in the passing game, where he does a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes and then either jumping the route to break up the pass or just picking it off and running it all the way back for a touchdown. One of my favorite plays, for instance, is when he was able to read the Jackson State quarterback's eyes and then pick it off and run it back for an 88-yard touchdown. To further highlight this point, PFF registered Blanton forcing 4 incompletions on 20 pass coverage snaps this last season, which gives him a 99th percentile forced incompletion rate among all college linebackers, which is just absurd. Back to his running game, one of his most underappreciated aspects here is how he's routinely able to slip underneath bigger offensive linemen, and when he does have to take on offensive linemen, he does a good job of keeping his hands active and then usually punches them off with an aggressive hand strike, which allows him to separate and make the tackle. I also love how when other players have secured the tackle on the player, Blanton is looking to punch the ball out. He also does a nice job of taking away cutback lanes and is rarely fooled on let's say RPOs or any type of read option plays. He just is so smart. On top of that, when he does identify the play, he plays with reckless abandon for his body. He's looking to absolutely punish offensive players, and I love this aspect of his game because it's really a tone setter. As far as his intangibles go, he really has everything you would desire out of a linebacker. He's smart, he's made multiple appearances on the SEC honor roll. On top of that, he was a team captain last year. He also demonstrated great ability to work throughout the offseason. In 2023, for instance, he was given the Strength and Conditioning Award at South Carolina. Before moving on to his weaknesses, the final strength I want to mention is how he's a player that will just continue to improve over the course of his NFL career. During his college career, for instance, as a freshman in 2022 for South Carolina, he saw action in 12 of 13 games and accumulated 7 tackles. The following year, though, as a true sophomore, he started in all 12 games, recorded 52 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. And last year as a true junior, he decided to transfer to his favorite team growing up, Mississippi State, and he played in 12 games, starting in all 12 games, had a career best 125 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, half a sack, 3 passes broken up, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. As far as his weaknesses go, Blanton isn't the most athletic linebacker. Even though I don't think he's as unathletic as some people make him out to be, I just don't think he's going to be great in man coverage most of the time at the NFL level. Rather, I would love to see San Francisco primarily use him in zone coverage, where he's able to use his vision and football IQ to his advantage, reading where the quarterback is going and then jumping that route or bringing a wide receiver or back down. Another area I think he needs to continue to improve to be successful at the NFL level is improving his pass rush. Sometimes you would see him be used on blitzes during his collegiate career, and he just didn't have the most complete repertoire of tools and didn't have a plan really. So now with Stone Blanton entering a pretty crowded linebacker room in San Francisco, what can we realistically expect out of him as a rookie? Initially, I don't think he'll be pushing for either starting linebacker job, but I do think he has the potential to make San Francisco's 53-man roster, especially if he's able to show off special teams versatility. That does mean he would have to beat out a guy like Curtis Robinson, or maybe Jalen Graham, maybe Luke Gifford. One of those guys would need to be replaced by him. But when you're looking at Stone, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it. He was one of the most productive college linebackers last season, and when you're looking at Robert Saleh's history, he just has a knack for finding linebackers, whether that's Azeez Al-Shaair as an undrafted free agent, or potentially Stone Blanton. To fully understand who Stone Blanton is though, I did want to dive into his career up to this point because he's a two-sport athlete that was heavily recruited in both sports coming out of high school. We were first introduced to Stone at Madison Ridgeline Academy in Madison, Mississippi, and as a senior, he notched 125 tackles, 26 tackles for loss, and 11 sacks. But Stone just wasn't one of the better linebackers in the nation coming out of high school. He was also one of the best baseball players. He was ranked the 19th best player in Mississippi, and as a baseball player, he was known for his power and ability to hit home runs. And initially, he actually committed first to play baseball at the college level, committing to his favorite team growing up, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. After his senior season though, he was ranked a 4-star linebacker according to 24/7 Sports and the 20th best linebacker in the nation, and he received offers from South Carolina, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Stanford, and Louisville. Ultimately, he did decide to recommit to South Carolina to play linebacker there, and as a freshman, he primarily saw action on the special teams side of the ball, seeing action in 12 of 13 games and accumulating 7 tackles. The following year though, he truly broke out and was named the team starter headed into the season, started in all 12 games, recorded 52 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. After the season headed into his junior campaign, he decided to make his childhood dreams become a reality, entering the NCAA transfer portal and recommitting to the Mississippi State Bulldogs, which was probably his best move of his collegiate career because he had a career best 125 tackles, which was second in the SEC. He had 3.5 tackles for loss, half a sack, 3 passes broken up, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. After this dominant season, according to PFF, Blanton was the highest graded player on the Mississippi State team. So now with Stone Blanton signing with San Francisco, I'm pretty excited to see what he can do. Not only was he one of the most productive linebackers in college football last season, but I think immediately for San Francisco, he should be able to push for a roster spot, especially if he's able to show off his special teams versatility. And if not, he's going to make a perfect practice squad candidate. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on San Francisco signing Stone Blanton out of Mississippi State, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.